How's it going, everybody? Jake from Boatman UK here. Today you won't see my face because I'm behind the camera, or in front of the camera rather, but hidden away, showing you some information on our power banks. So this is one of our power banks, or our bankside chargers, I guess you could call it. And it's pretty self-explanatory, obviously, what these things do. It's a portable power pack intended on being able to charge your batteries for your boat, for example, on the bank. I thought I'd show you guys exactly what they look like and what they do and what the information on the screen means, because I've never really covered much of a detailed video on one of these things. So in order to power it up, it automatically powers up as soon as you connect a output to it. So for example, if something needs charging and you plug it in, it will automatically power up. But if you wanted to see how much battery you've got, for example, you just press the button and you'll see that the screen will pop up. In the centre here, we have our percentage of charge, which will reach, under normal circumstances, a maximum charge of 100. On the left, we have our output of wattage. So that's the power that's being drawn at the time of charging. And on the right-hand side, we have our minutes remaining. So that basically will tell you roughly how many minutes are remaining of charge, depending on how much output we have. Obviously, the more things you connect, obviously that's going to increase, the wattage is going to increase, and your minutes of charge are going to decrease. After a period of time, this will automatically power off if you've got nothing connected, or if something's already reached full charge. Once it fully charges, it will cut out for you as well. So again, single press, that will power up, and it will automatically turn off for you as well. If you press and hold the power button, you will see there's a torch that powers up just here. It's actually quite bright, especially when it's dark. Obviously, this room is well lit, so you probably won't really get to see a good example of that working very well. But you'll see now that that number's gone to 1, so you'll see that we've got a slight power current draw. So that's obviously now a 1 watt output. So we'll power the lights back off, just simply press and hold. That'll turn the lights off. It'll actually turn the whole thing off. So let's get a couple things on charge on the go at the moment. So we'll use this USB output. So what we'll just quickly go through first before I skip too far ahead. The nice thing about our power banks is they have 2 different power outputs. So you've got 6 power outputs in total. You've got 2 that are 5 volt 1 amp. This is the important thing. These are the black ones here, the USB outputs on the left hand side. Now the reason why that's important is because, like on our remotes, for example, they have to be charged at 5 volt 1 amp. Anything that exceeds that, so to the right, for example, we've got a 5 volt 2 amp, and it actually will increase depending on the load that can be pulled through the item that you're charging. You will actually end up overcharging it and damaging the battery. So the power banks that we supply, the 5 volt 1 amp is ideal for charging the remotes, for example. Any of these other ones will be too powerful, and a lot of other power banks in general just have a more powerful output. So you want to make sure that you're charging 5 volt 1 amp for your remote. Now, for example, with this phone that we have here, we can actually use the higher outputs. So we've got 4 USB slots along the top, and we've got 2 USB-C slots as well. So in this case, this is a USB lead. It's not a remote, so it's a phone, so I'm going to use the charging output that's higher. You'll see as soon as we connect it, it obviously recognises it's got a connection. Now, if I just plug this phone in here, you'll see the phone is now charging, but also you've got a watt output, so you've got a draw on it, and you'll also see this currently says 999 minutes, which obviously it's not going to be 999 minutes. The more that we connect to it, the more pull that we put through this, that will actually drop and it will change. And of course, you've got your battery percentage indicator there in the middle anyway, so we're at 67% charge. Now, these things hold an insane amount of power, like a ridiculous amount of power, and you could probably leave a good few things on charge overnight and it will barely drop, to be honest with you, because they literally hold so much power. What we'll do, we'll connect up a couple of more things now. So over here I have a charging lead for one of our remotes, so an Actor remote just here. Again, specifically going to use the 5 volt 1 amp output here to charge this remote, and we'll get that connected up. That remote is now on charge, so you can now see that that's dropped a little bit and the wattage has increased a little bit as well, and we can see there's a green light on the remote just to indicate that that's charged or charging. Now this remote probably is already fully charged. As you can see, that's gone back up now, so that remote's already fully charged anyway. And we'll just throw a couple more things on charge here. So we've got a Vulcan remote which I've put on charge. So again, I'm going to use the lower output, and we will put him on charge as well. And just place that to the side. You'll see battery indicator on the remote showing charge. Our minutes has dropped, our wattage has increased. And lastly, we can charge up a battery as well. So when you order one off us, so one of these power banks off us, Depending on which battery you have, you can specify and choose in the options. We will send a lead that is specifically suitable for your battery, because of course we do the Vulcan, which is the 9 volt, and we also do the Acta Plus, which is a higher voltage. So the lead is like a power stepper lead, so it'll increase the voltage depending on which type of battery you have. It's absolutely imperative that you choose the right one, because otherwise you'll overcharge your battery. So we'll plug him in and we'll put the battery on charge too. And if I just move everything out of the way, you'll see now that there's much more load on this. We've now got 18 watts, 402 minutes. Battery's charging as well, as you can see, the battery indicator. So again, once something is fully charged, so for example, if the phone reaches full charge, it will automatically cut out that USB output because it will recognise that that device is fully charged. You also do have 2 USB-C outlets as well, which are ideal for the newer iPhones, for example. I do have a newer iPhone, but I haven't got it to hand because that's what I'm using to record. But you can use your USB-C outlet to charge your phone, your newer types of phone, or anything else that can be fast charged as well. So of course, your USB-C outlets are going to charge much faster, but for the likes of like your batteries for your boat and for your remotes, for example, they want to be at a slower charge rate anyway. You can also use these 2 USB-C outlets as inputs as well, so you can use those to charge the power bank. Now, I highly recommend if you are charging the power bank, obviously for your USB-C input, that you're using a USB-C type plug as well. The usual regular USB plug, like this one here, for example, that will charge way too slow, and it'll actually take such a long time for this to actually reach a full charge that you'll be waiting for literally days and days. So just use a regular fast charger like what comes with the new iPhones, for example, to charge it up as well. But if we disconnect all this, so you can see at the moment, because we've got power out, this indicator here says out. If we disconnect everything like so, you'll see in a moment it will automatically power itself off. So I'm just going to move all this to the side and out of the way. I've got wires everywhere, and any moment this thing should power itself off because it will realise it's not got any charge to anything. And in the meantime, I'm just plugging in this socket in the background, and I'm going to stick him on charge in a moment. Okay, we can see that the screen's now gone black. It's turned itself off because it's no longer charging anything. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a charge to this. So again, you have the black, which is the lower input or output, and again the red. Again, same rules apply to the USB and the USB-C. Black is a lower power output or input. Red is a higher power output or input. Again, if you're charging, you always want to use your USB-C. We're going to use the faster charge. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't. So we're going to use the faster charge. We're going to go for the red socket, and you'll see that this will power up again. But what you'll get this time, instead of a power out, you'll get an in over here. This just indicates that you're charging. That tells you the wattage that it's charging at. That's the rate it's charging at. I am using the regular plug. I'm not using a fast plug, so this number is quite low at the moment. But you'll also see that little indicator there flashing as well. And over time, obviously, that'll change to an 8 and then a 9, and then it'll obviously go to 70 and so on and so forth. So that pretty much covers the basics on these power banks. They're a simple bit of equipment, but something that's really, really handy, especially if you're doing a trip abroad like France, for example. It's almost an inevitability, unless you have spare batteries, that you're probably going to need to charge your batteries for certainly your remote or even your batteries for your boat at some point. So one of these is pretty helpful. And also, again, you know, you can take smaller power banks for your phone, for example, but when you've got 6 outputs in total on this, you can actually just connect it all up to this and it will do the job for you. So these are currently priced at £99, and for what they are definitely worth a look at.